So how are ethics linked to the bottom line? Like you've talked about some of what happens if your reputation gets affected, but are there other links to the bottom line?
That's an easy call. Think about the budget of New Zealand and think about how much Bank of America had to pay in fines. They had to pay $26.8 billion in fines. Yes, highest fines ever. So what does that mean if you compare it with a budget of New Zealand? It's with the GDP. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I think there are many ways to look at the business case. In fact, we are not running that much in this way of approaching the issue. It is not driven by, our approach is not driven by the bottom line. We do know that in many organizations you have people who are cynical, people who are skeptical, people who are tired of everything, people who think that the bottom line drives everything. This way of thinking is a 20th century way of thinking. It's not that it is not fashionable in the 21st century, but just it's out of scope, I think, for senior management in many corporations. One of the paradox is the fact that this very valuable asset, which is a culture of integrity, is not reflected in the accounts. And it's something we need to solve. The table is in the account, the chair is in the account, but the culture of integrity, which is much more valuable and much more important to value a company, is nowhere in the accounts. We need to find a solution to this. It is absolutely key. Of course, there are a lot of institutions, NGOs, who have an opinion about the worth of an organization in terms of ethical reputation, but it is not sufficient. We should find a way to rationalize all this.
Well, you've talked a little bit about how your employees respond. What sort of response are you getting from customers? Are they engaging with you on this?
Well, I would say it probably depends on the brands. We have consumers who are really who really love this. You also have consumers who doesn't make the link between the L'Oréal group and some of our brands. We have consumers who are less concerned. But I would say, once again, we do it for ourselves because we believe it is the right thing, and not the right, it's the only way to drive a business, to drive an organization long term, and to be sustainable. There is no choice. To be unethical is not a choice, it's not an option.
So you've been doing this for a very long time now, and you're recognised as one of the world's most ethical companies. I'm sure there's been some pretty big challenges that have come along the way. Would you be willing to share some of those with us?
The first challenge is whether or not we communicate on this. No. Of course, we have many challenges. I can mention some of them. Challenges that we share with many organizations. Some relates to the business, some relates to us as human beings. We have sometimes challenges on management style, the way we manage people. Here or then, we may have issues, that's okay, we solve them, we address them, we're not hiding them. We may have here or there issues with some advertisement, how far do we go? When we, sometimes in fact, quite often, pictures, it's a practice in the industry, are photoshopped. How far do we go? That's a real issue.